Welcome to the 5G Podcast.
We're glad you're here.
We hope you enjoy our conversations about God, guns, games, goals, and gastronomy.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode.
This will be fun.
Welcome again to the 5G Podcast.
Welcome again to the 5G Podcast.
Special guest episode.
The first guest episode, who has actually been on the podcast before.
It's true. As a disembodied voice.
As a disembodied voice.
Deep track for all the 5G fans out there. Episode 4 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. But only the true fans would know.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess I'd be that mythical creature in the background. And
They're pulling it up right now. They're comparing your voice to like all the previous videos.
ooh,
The problem is that the podcast sounds infinitely better now than it did when.
That is true. We have more of a budget now.
Well, we also learned how to use the recording software.
Also true. That is fair.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is Colin,
hi everybody.
resident expert on all 5Gs and all of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe not guns as much as
maybe not guns.
the games and the god and the gastronomy.
The gastronomy.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. You know.
I mean, your family just catered, the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean.
Humble brag.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I guess a little bit about me, I suppose. Yeah, when you say I got games covered, yes, I'm a huge nerd.
Guy.
I lean a little more on the tabletop versus the virtual screen. I do like Magic the Gathering, so I do like card games, and
Into this channel.
yeah, I think so. I specialize in defeating these two. What else?
I take issue with that comment.
I think we trade blows pretty fairly.
Yeah, well,
Well, I wish we had, at the beginning of the year, maybe we'll have to do this next year, have a group leaderboard.
A league, yeah.
Who gets, and like you get, we could even do like golf rules, where you like put like the number of like what place you got each week or whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
See who actually wins the most and who needs a little bit of help.
Ah, yes. We'll know.
I have a feeling that Caleb and I need a little bit of help.
We'll throw it all in an Excel sheet. Like, we'll track it and trend the data.
well, can I say that that's almost difficult to do because I feel like I don't win a lot, but sometimes when I win, I clearly win.
You dominate them.
Like it's over, and so it's like, is that a common 1 point victory or is that like 2 points of a victory?
Okay.
I don't know.
The major victory versus minor victory, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, last time, Hansen with his wind grace gems just wiped everything, and
I was so pissed when he got rid of all of my lands because I had just gotten out like a turn before.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that was rough.
I had 4 lands out, and I was drawing extra cards using more room, and I drew 3 more lands, but I started saving them because I knew he was just gonna explode and destroy everything.
I didn't realize how quickly that. I mean, I knew he was a land destruction deck, and I knew what he was going to do, right?
Mhm.
Like, I understood what his deck did. I just didn't realize how quickly it goes from 0 to 1,000.
Mhm.
Because it was like he was doing nothing. He was nothing, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, by the way, all of your lands are gone.
Destroy all the
It's
lands.
like, what?
No, when he kills you, he kills you, and it's over.
And then I made that stupid mistake with my Rose off. Rose off?
No, Cultivator Colossus.
Cultivator Colossus, that's right.
Don't besmirch Rosa. There's no way to misuse him.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I made that stupid mistake with my Cultivator Colossus because I didn't realize that you had to play a land in order to activate it.
I will also highlight the fact that he was the one that said stupid, not me or.
No, I would 100% will take that.
Yep.
Because I was definitely like, I'm gonna like, I didn't expect to win. I just wanted to do the combo that is in that deck. Which is not like the win con combo, it's just get all of my lands onto the battlefield combo.
Pretty sweet, yeah.
which is pretty, like, especially in that deck where you want a lot of land, a lot of mana.
Anyway,
Not the guess time.
that's right. That's right. Gentlemen, what are we drinking today? Drink of choice, as explained in a '90s infomercial.
Whoa. Okay.
Good 3 a.m. I have today. I'm not going to do the 90s infomercial.
That's fine.
I'll do it as a British sommelier.
Oh, yes, yes.
Today we have a classic vintage of Red Bull Zero.
Zero.
It is not the calorie-free version, it is the 15-calorie version. It pairs nicely with a donut.
Just that perfect energy in the morning.
Perfect diabetic dream.
Jeez.
Oh, yes, this is sugar-free, so I can have donut.
Yeah, this is my first time having the Zero one. This is courtesy of Trevor.
Sponsor.
But, I'm a fan of the normal one, and I've had like, the sugar-free one before, and the sugar-free ones are fine. This one, also very fine.
Also fine.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I can't really get on the Red Bull train.
Something about the flavor.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad or disgusting or anything. It's just like it just doesn't hook me at all. Even though I know a lot of people that drink Red Bull, like Steven, for example.
It's definitely my favorite way to consume chemicals.
Really?
I mean,
out of all the choices, that's your favorite number one.
If I just had to dump chemicals down my gullet, yeah, probably Red Bull's the way
like
to do it.
All right.
American food. Yeah.
I mean, if we're like American chemical food, yeah, for sure.
Hydrogenated corn oil, high fructose.
This one's not even bad. It's
No, yeah, exactly.
water, citrus acid, taurine, natural and artificial flavors, colors. Wow, they're one of the ingredients is just colors. Caffeine, baking soda, and then you start getting into the asfolamine K, sucrose, xanthan gum, niacinamide, peroxidine hydrochloride, calcium. I'm not gonna try that one.
As with the chemical engineer degree, can you rate that on a chemical scale of 1 to 10 of how bad that is?
I'll put a safety diamond on there. It's all fours. Do not consume.
Nice. Yeah. Well,
Sir Colin.
I just have a Mountain Dew Zero, and I guess if I had to try to do a commercial, Mountain Dew, get your game on.
It's pretty good.
I think that's their commercial.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to create a stereotype to sell to.
Yeah.
When they're always like gamer fuel or game on or do you play games? Then you clearly drink Mountain Dew.
Obviously, it's
and all gamers, whatever they do, are clearly all the same. And you drink Mountain Dew when I don't know if that's true.
It's just a soda.
I guess I play into that then, I suppose.
Yeah,
so
we are gamers. This is a game podcast.
I guess I fell for it, I suppose. But let's see. I have carbonated water, citric acid, natural flavor, potassium benzoate, which preserves freshness. It's labeled here.
Oh, good.
There's citrus pectin, aspartame.
Oh, yeah.
Potassium citrate.
The best of the chemicals.
My favorite.
Caffeine, gum, Arabic.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to Jewish gum.
Ace.
Man.
Too soon?
I see which side Mountain Dew is taking.
Yeah. Oh, where's the Palestinian gum? I don't know.
They don't have one because they don't have a stadium.
They don't have a... Rough.
Too soon, probably.
Ooh.
Also, maybe not.
Acetylflame, potassium, sucralose, sodium citrate, calcium. Oh, this is a new one. Disodium.
Oh.
EDTA to protect flavor. That one's labeled as well.
Just EDT.
And then specifically yellow 5.
Yes, of all of the yellows,
colors.
that's you need the yellow 5.
Yeah. So I only have one color. You
had many
have
colors.
colors.
Well, I mean, it does look like piss when it comes out of the can.
That's a special blend they did just for that.
I would never ever recommend pouring a Red Bull into like a glass
And then drinking it.
because it literally looks like you're drinking urine.
That's pretty disgusting. Yeah.
Honestly,
You gotta keep it in the.
That's why the cans are
Uh-huh.
not
Okay,
transparent. Yeah.
I really feel like if you have all the colors, they could really make like a Skittles flavor. You know, feel the rainbow, drink the rainbow.
That would be disgusting.
Wasn't there like a company that did do like a Skittles drink at one point?
Oh, I don't know. Rainbow flavored.
Uh,
It's got all the red 5, yellow 5, blue 16.
Blue 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
They just take all the energy drinks and soda and put it into one, and then
You
serve it.
I am a fan of Red Bull's flavors as well.
Oh yeah, I
Flavored
didn't.
Red Bulls.
I didn't see any at the store, but yeah.
Some of their seasonal
extra
flavors.
flavors.
Yeah, super good.
The coconut one, actually, I did see that. I wasn't sure on that.
It's really yummy.
Interesting. I'll have to give that.
I'm a huge fan of the regular flavor, like
Yeah.
the chemical. But then the flavored chemicals are also beautiful.
Nice.
Anyway,
My chemical delivery consumption of choice is
caffeine vehicle.
caffeine vehicle is Monster, and I do enjoy experimenting with Monster flavors as well. So I was like, oh.
I do as well.
Curious, yeah.
Yeah.
And not just any Monster today. We have Ultra Fiesta Mango.
Ooh.
How mango is it?
It's pretty mango-y. It's somewhere there in the citric acid, I think, or it's artificial flavor.
Probably artificial flavor.
Can you tell me which one of the chemicals is the Fiesta?
I think the Fiesta comes. Let's see. That one's
Cocaina.
That one's color. The cocaine. I'm gonna go with pyridoxine hydrochloride. That one's definitely
Just
just
party chemical.
yeah. That's the Fiesta, and then you make it ultra with the inositol. Inositol, yeah, it just really ups it. So it's an ultra Fiesta.
Dang, can I
Has
have you like?
inositol in it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means.
Interesting.
The one I do like is erythritol. I've been reading up on is a not new, but it's a different artificial sweetener than aspartame. Erythritol. It's pretty good. It just is like somewhat bitter compared to other artificial sweeteners. So you don't use it 100% to sweeten your stuff.
Interesting.
You mix it with the aspartame.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay.
Erythritol, but it's a little bit healthier for you and doesn't cause cancer or whatever.
Oh,
I
does
don't know.
aspartame cause cancer?
The jury's out on it.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
also, like, can you really tell if it's just aspartame? Because it's not like everyone's eating like a beautiful diet of pure like farm raised eggs and like heritage grains and like nut. It's like, no, you know what? If anything's going to cause cancer, it's probably not the like 0.0001 grams of aspartame you're ever going to eat in your life compared to the pounds of microplastics inside of your body.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, considering the human population, and there's over 300 million civilians in America alone, somebody out there probably had a unique reaction where aspartame, specifically for them, caused cancer. But I don't know who would be able to identify that. Or
the long history of it is the fact that the history is not that long on aspartame, and for whatever reason, it's been like relatively. If this is getting off in the weeds, you can stop me. But government regulation, we're not generally a huge fan of it on this channel, even though we stay mostly apolitical.
We try to.
But the FDA is the only thing we have here in the States that governs that for some reason. And I think they're too busy regulating things that they have no business regulating. For instance, they regulate like medical braces. That's not food and drug. That doesn't make any sense. Food and drug.
Do they really regulate medical braces?
And crutches, yeah. Medical braces and crutches. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
That's why they're so much more expensive, and you have to get them on a doctor's note. You can't just go to Walgreens.
do they get like a increased government budget?
Oh yeah,
because they do that.
I'm sure.
Like
They're like, this is our scope. We cover so many things. We need more budget. So they're probably too busy doing that to care about aspartame. Like, it's just a government bureaucracy. They're just in it for the money. So there hasn't been enough studies done on aspartame. It's only been around since like the 80s.
Dang.
Yeah.
Mm.
The more you know.
Anyway, now that we've gone off on that tangent,
Yes.
we've gotten our tangent fulfilled for this episode.
I think so, yeah.
I think they just started.
That's the plot twist, is that everything we talk about is a tangent.
Haha.
It really is, though. Like, some of our episodes, like, we're like, yeah, we have, like, every episode we come with, like, a list of topics we want to talk about.
Yeah, we got an
And
agenda.
we're like, oh, yeah. And then, like, right before we start the podcast, like, we start recording, we're like, oh, yeah, we'll start with this one first.
Yeah.
And then 9 times out of 10, we start with something completely different. Example A, this episode.
Today.
We were not going to talk about drinks of choice or whatever else. Like, we were going to introduce Colin
Yes.
and then talk about our top 5 co-op games.
Top 5 co-op games of all time.
Transition.
That's what we were going to talk about.
Cue visual effect.
A little magic wand. The Disney Channel wand.
Oh, yeah. Draw the symbol.
Yeah. Anyway.
Which one would have drawn it? Would have been you or?
I think it's me because I'm in this corner of the...
Oh, yeah.
Although maybe not. I don't know.
Or would there really be like 2 of them? One for Trevor and one for Steven.
Gotta connect them.
So when you leave, it's Steven, but then coming back, it's like Trevor? Or...
What?
Never mind.
We'll have a producer throw it in afterwards.
Yeah, okay. I'm just spouting nonsense.
Producer that we pay oodles of money to.
It's also probably copyright, so we probably can't steal the Disney.
Well, we'll just make it really different.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, we'll make it nothing related to the Disney company at all.
Sure.
So, like, no swastikas, no...
Yeah.
Wasn't Disney, like, super a fan of... I don't know. Maybe that was Ford.
I don't remember.
What are you talking about now?
I don't know.
The Jews?
What?
What?
Apolitical. Okay, on to fun topics. Video games. Or games. I like them. So let's count off a top 5. Now, I didn't give a specification as to if you have an order 1 to 5, but just a top 5. I don't know how you gentlemen prepared your lists. So
I just kind of
narrowed it down to 5.
I threw it at the wall, and then I was like, those 5 are probably my favorite.
Yeah, okay.
No specific order.
So not like, this is the best one.
I actually had 8.
Steven? This is not the first time.
But, you're right, it's not. But I will only do the first spot.
Do you know how to make lists?
No! I don't, Trevor.
There's 5 boxes here, and then you go off the page.
I'm running on my desk.
Or do you just make lists too well? Because you created 8.
Well, I was trying to... Originally, I was just writing down... I was just writing down all of the games where I was like, that's a fun co-op game. And then I just like started deleting some that I was like, no, that's not my favorite. That's not my favorite. I narrowed it down to 8.
That's fair.
And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to decide between these ones, so it's going to be in the moment.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'll give my 3 honorable mentions.
There you go.
And these are video games, correct?
I said games. I assume most of them would be video games, but you, as our resident expert in the non-video games...
Perfect.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay if you have other games. Absolutely.
Not gonna lie, I definitely didn't even think about that. I definitely was only thinking.
I when you said that or asked me to think about that, at first I was like, oh well, I like these games, and then I was like, wait, or was he just talking about video games?
Oh yeah.
And so I thought about both.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I left it open. And again, so you don't have it in any specific order. You just have top 5.
Roughly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who's gonna start it off?
Stephen, start it off.
Alrighty.
Let's see your list, and then we'll discuss and debate.
I want all 8.
And
You
we'll
want all 8 of them.
we'll throw punches and
Throw punches
have
and
a good time.
The more data, the better.
the more data, the better.
I want to be able to attack you with more accuracy.
Remember that
Well,
one time you said you
I
liked...
feel like I've got a decent smattering of different game types in here.
It was good. It's
So,
good.
you know.
Call of Duty 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. Those are my
COD Zombies.
5. Honorable mention. Yeah.
Honorable mention.
No, Call of Duty did not make it to my list.
Okay.
Although it was tempting. It was on my original list
Uh-huh.
because not because I played them like at all. I haven't played a COD in
Years.
maybe close to a decade.
Wow.
It might be in high school the last time I played Call of Duty.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
Good for you.
I don't know about that. But
Sure.
Caleb and I, we would load in hard bots
Mhm.
on Nuketown. And Caleb would be running around doing his thing or whatever, and I just sit in the corner with a shotgun and just BAM!
Just
And
wait for
shot
them to come.
these guys every time they come through the door. It's
Nice.
the only way I could win. Anyway,
Anyway.
the in no particular order of goodness or like this is not my top favorite one. This is the one I thought of first.
The best.
CS, Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Just that's what I've been playing recently.
I really felt that one coming.
Yeah,
all
I saw
iterations.
that. And I was also guessing that one was going to be first. But
yeah, well, it's the game I've been playing the most recently. And so
it's fresh on your mind.
Fresh on my mind when I was making the list.
I didn't quite mean that as an insult. It's just
no, for sure. It's just the one I've been thinking about the most recently and watching the most content on recently.
Yeah,
I've been getting really into watching case openings.
Interesting.
It's just like a fun, like their reactions. It's just really fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you and I have been playing a bit of Counter-Strike recently.
I thought about on my list going back to old school, like, do I throw in Counter-Strike 1.6? Like, that thing was a blast growing up for me personally. Like,
well, and
the original Counter-Strike was so much
I guess I'm copying out a little bit because I didn't say Counter-Strike 2 or CSGO. I
just
said
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And so Source is included in that.
That makes sense.
Like, you know, because we'll do those LAN parties every once in a while where we all just load
Counter-Strike
in
1.6. That's the way.
honestly, I have a all-inclusive selection on one of my lists as well. So
mine is pretty. Yeah, I didn't choose like Modern Warfare 2. This specific one.
Sure.
No, it's like my second one is, speaking of all-encompassing, is Halo.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
And if I have to specify, I'll specify the Master Chief Collection.
Yes. One game, the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, that's actually Halo's the first video game I ever played.
Oh, nice.
It
I
was
didn't know that.
a friend's house in 3rd grade. We played Halo 2
Sick.
on the original Xbox.
It's 2 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Split screen.
Mm-hmm.
I got my trash wrecked by him because I had never held an Xbox controller before, but it was so much fun.
Did you get Vertigo the first time? Actually, kind of curious.
Is that a phenomenon?
People who don't play first-person games, like, first time they have to, like, do first person. I've heard some people get Vertigo, yeah.
Interesting. I did
didn't
not
get
know that.
Vertigo. I got disoriented, though, in-game.
Okay.
I couldn't orient myself.
Gotcha.
I couldn't figure out, like, I would try to move, and I didn't know how to go up or
probably
I
adjacent, yeah.
I couldn't figure out up or down. Right?
Interesting.
It was very strange. I do remember, I didn't ever get, like, sick, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like motion sickness or anything like that. It was just I couldn't figure out. Like it took me a long time. I couldn't do both sticks at the same time.
Do one
I had
at a
to
time.
move and then move forward, and then I would move sideways and go forward again and move. You know, exactly.
That would look funny in game.
My third choice was the Lego Star Wars games.
Oh, interesting.
And there's 3 Lego Star Wars games.
Yeah.
And Ryan and I have played through all of them together.
Nice for each trilogy, right? That's how they broke it.
No, so the first one was the first trilogy, the prequels.
The prequels, yeah.
The second one was the next 6.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, the next 3.
Yeah, it's 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. And then they came out with a new one, not recently, like 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 years ago, which was all 9 movies.
Oh, okay.
They made the gameplay much different. So
I think I heard you mention this. Yeah.
Better, in my opinion, because you can actually fly the ships around in space.
That's pretty cool.
You know what? I actually played that, and that was the one thing I liked about it. Actually, like I like the improvement on ship combat was excellent, but the rest of it I was a little like, I don't know, just didn't do it for me.
It's a little bit different than like the first games because it was more open world-esque. It wasn't an open world.
Yeah.
But there was quest. It kind of was an open world, but like a closed open world, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of quests that you can do simultaneously in one area, but then they give you side quests and stuff as well that you have to like travel to different areas.
Intriguing, yeah.
It was Ryan and I were we were getting close to 100% in the game.
Cool.
That was like our date night, like our thing where at night we would load it up and play for an hour while
That's fun.
sitting in bed.
It's a good
On
multiplayer.
Xbox.
Was it still only 2 players, or did they allow up to 4 with that?
Just 2 players.
Still just 2?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was my number 3. My number 4 is good old Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Which I don't know if is technically a co-op game. Because you
Certainly.
don't... I mean... it kind of counts, right? I feel
Yeah.
Like.
Multiplayer.
Yeah. And I have as a slash right next to it Valheim because they're kind of the same thing.
Survival
Sandboxes.
Survival sandbox. Cooperative.
Kind of a fun little genre there. Minecraft was the first video game that really got me hooked. Like I had played like Call of Duty and Halo previously, yeah. And I'm sure I played something else as well at some point with Caleb or something. But Minecraft was the first one where I was like, oh, this is all I want to do.
This is addictive.
Yeah. Like I would sit and then when I turned for my 21st birthday, I bought myself Minecraft.
Nice.
And played it on my laptop.
Yeah.
I was super addicted to it. Like super addicted to it. And then during COVID, we played that
we played on a server together.
And
a few other people.
Yeah.
That was a blast.
Were you on that server? I think you were.
I might have appeared, but
I don't think you made that many appearances though.
Yeah.
I was we had 2 servers.
Oh, okay. At 2 different times, I think. The one during COVID had mods, I want to say.
Yeah, because that was with Mike Toludo.
Yes, and then a different time
Eden.
we just had another normal server.
That one was the one that Caleb bought.
Yes.
The vanilla one, the Realms one, yeah. Which was
both fun experiences.
Yeah.
Tons of good multiplayer fun in Minecraft.
Yeah, especially the modded one was sick. I loved my base on the modded one.
Yeah.
They're just a massive cavern that I spent.
Giant underground
hours IRL time excavating this stupid cavern.
Uh-huh.
I think it was 10 chunks by 10 chunks.
Ginormous.
Which is 160. No, it must have been more than 160 by 160.
Yeah. I forget how big the chunk is.
16 by 16.
Yeah, it'd be so bigger than 10 chunks, huh?
I thought I only made it 10. Anyway.
It was ginormous.
It was massive. It was huge.
I only have one relative, I'll say serious experience with Minecraft. I mean, I've played it really off and on throughout the past couple of years just because I know a lot of people that really like Minecraft. And again, nothing against it. But the only time is I played it on my computer and I was so sad because I bought the Xbox, the Microsoft version instead of the what's
Java
the other
edition.
Thank you. And you guys had Java, and I was like,
that's right.
It's so complicated getting into Minecraft now.
Yeah, but
Microsoft got it. It's weird.
And so I really tried to put myself into the game to try to get that experience that people are having out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally made a custom map, and I built what I thought was a decent rendition of the the name escapes me right now. But in Lord of the Rings, when they're going down the river and it's the 2 kings.
Oh yeah, the 2 kings with the statues.
Yeah, I tried my best to replicate that, and I thought I did pretty good for Minecraft. And I spent hours working on it, and afterwards I was like, success. And then I was like, I'm good. I am accomplished in this game, and I haven't really touched it kind of since then. But that was kind of my experience with that.
Yeah,
I could probably go on for hours about different Minecraft stories.
Same.
That's a fun one.
Same.
Long story short, I'll give a teaser for, I don't know, maybe we come back to it on a different episode. My dad's company got into one of the betas, and so they had a server, him and all of his buddies at work, and like their kids and whatnot. So I was 12 or whatever when Minecraft came out.
Well,
Totally just bullied this other kid on the server. It was hilarious.
Trevor admits to cyberbullying.
Yeah, long story short, I casually and gently bullied him. Well, not like emotionally or anything. I just like, he came and built his giant castle overnight right next to me, and I was like, bro, go away. And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna build right here, and then it's like, and I'm like, all right. So then I built an entire coliseum over his castle, so it had shadows, so he had monsters spawning at his base all the time. I was like, no, that's not fair. And then he actually technically dealt the first blow. He came to blow up my coliseum. So then after that,
This is not cyberbullying, Trevor.
no,
You
it
should
is.
not have said bullying. This is
I say bullying because eventually he left the server. So it's like,
maybe it is bullying.
Yeah. But I ended up just pulling pranks on him. Like he had a bunch of like trees in his front castle yard, so I went and I shaved them all so they just looked like sticks. And he got so mad. And then I filled his entryway with dirt one time. It's just like you come into the grand castle, the door's open, and it's just dirt, and the entire entryway. I didn't destroy any of his stuff. I just placed new things in the way, or I guess I did get rid of the leaves. That's true. But then, yeah, eventually he got mad and he blew up his own castle and then left the server and never came back. So I went into like raid his castle, spoils of war, full of diamond tools. Oh yeah. So it was worth it, I think.
Wow.
All the story.
That's funny.
Yeah. I said long story short, but I think I kind of gave the whole story there.
I mean, I was relatively entertained by it.
Yeah, Good.
Sacrificing a potential friendship for diamond tools.
There was a lot of diamond tools, okay.
Hey,
And on a survival server, that's like...
Yeah, I don't know how we got him. His dad must have been an admin or something. Just gave him all the diamond tools. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was fun.
My final selection for You Fine Gentlemen today is a kind of another cop-out answer. It's I selected realistic first-person shooters.
Oh.
So the two that I wrote down were Rising Storm Vietnam
Oh, yeah.
and Squad,
Oh, okay.
because they're fun.
I've heard you talk about both of those, yeah.
Go away, dog.
Doggo. Here, I got it.
Yeah, those are games that Squad not as much, because it really is like you have to be in the void.
Yeah, you gotta have a squad.
Well, you gotta be talking with your squad and teammates, because like to win that game is so difficult. Like it's just so complex with all the moving parts, and like it's the servers are massive, right?
Mhm.
100v100.
wow.
And so
Real people.
yeah, and so it's just you load in and you're putting these squads and you have a commander and all this stuff. Rising Storm Vietnam is all similar to that, where if you want to, you can play it that way.
Uh-huh.
But also, if you just want to hop in, they have like custom servers where people are just like, yeah, this is just come in and just play for 30 minutes or so.
That's like that kind of sounds like old school Battlefield was kind of that way. Like Battlefield 1942, the first Battlefield was just like big servers. It was just like, all right, guys, we're storming Omaha Beach, like with the boys, or you can have bots. Like, but it was big. I think they only went up to like 32 v32.
Yeah, Rising Storm
hop in and out.
I think Rising Storm Vietnam is 64 v64.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, it's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's massive.
But it is relatively like it's a realistic, like a tactical.
Yeah,
you
like
gotta,
one hit kills.
yeah.
Like you get one bullet and you're dead.
Right.
So
I've enjoyed similar to that
and
vein.
bullet drop.
Yes.
And like
I've enjoyed Arma 3 for that. It's also pretty darn realistic. It's like one bullet and you like go down basically. You need a buddy to come like patch you up.
yeah.
Or you die.
In Rising Storm Vietnam is a little bit of an older game, and so it's literally just like one hit kill.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no like patching you up.
Yeah, medkits.
Squad, if you get hit in the leg, you can like patch up someone's leg, and like you have time where you're like the medic in the squad will revive you.
Cool.
If you don't, you just get like headshot, right?
Yeah.
Like there is like instant deaths where it's just like you got shot in the head. Like there's nothing he can do. But if you get like shot in the abdomen or like in the leg or whatever, they can come and patch you up and you can continue in the fight. But then the next bullet you take is death.
It's lethal, yeah.
So
that's cool.
The guns in Squad are insane as well because they added realistic recoil, but they way overcompensated for it.
Oh, like it to be just almost video gamey, just like cartoony.
Yeah, where like the recoil is like you shoot one bullet and your optic goes, and you're like, okay.
Do I have noodle arms? Like, why can I not?
I'm supposed to be a soldier here, and like this is shooting a very small caliber. It's not like it's an AR.
Yeah, it's 223 or 5.56 rather,
which is
not that big, relatively.
So anyway, those are my 5.
Cool.
I didn't hear the other 3.
Oh.
I was attempting to force you to get the other 3.
Honorable mentions.
I have Smite.
Okay. For the MOBA.
Yep.
It's a good variety of games, you're right.
Yeah. The Remnant games.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Something about co-op dungeon delving.
Yeah.
Fighting bosses.
Yeah. And then New World.
Oh, yeah. Got your MMORPG on there.
It's the only one I've ever liked.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Ryan and I were trying to play that last night together, but my game, New World, will not run well on my computer.
Oh, dang. Something with some of their new patches just unoptimized it.
Her computer, which is objectively horrible compared to mine, ran fine. She played it for like 2 hours last night. I would spend probably... So I tried to play it for about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I probably spent 25 of those minutes in load screens.
Oh. And then the rest tinkering with graphic settings, trying to get it to work.
Trying to get it to run.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Because I would move forward 10 feet and then it would just freeze. And then it would like all jump in at once and my ears would be bombarded with all of the sounds that it was trying to like load in.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, we're good. And I'd see my ping go from like 3,000 to like 18. And I'm like, okay.
That's playable.
And I press W and then 3,000. And I'm like,
wow.
What the heck, man? So I tried, even when I tried exiting the game, like, escape, go to the power button or the exit button or whatever. I push escape, game froze. And I'm like, so I waited there for like 5 minutes.
You can't even get out
of the game. I couldn't get out of the game. And I was sitting in someone's stupid music circle, listening to them play this stupid...
Were they playing good at least? Or you
no!
Hear all the broken notes?
Horrible.
It's not even a show, an entertainment.
No! And so I literally had to task manager the game.
Yeah.
Wow. To get out of it. And
that's unfortunate,
I was very frustrated about it.
Trying to figure out.
Then I went on to CSGO and got even, or CS2 and got even more frustrated.
Yeah, that happens.
Because freaking ops, man. I was supposed to play with someone who had like a $1,200 knife, and I was like, why am I in this lobby?
Yeah, why?
Like, why are you tryharding? This is casual.
This is a casual lobby. This is a casual game.
Anyway.
Cool.
That's my list of 5.
Excellent, thanks.
Nice. That's a good one.
Should we go to
our special guest, Colin?
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know if I actually have that expansive of a list, to be honest. And to be frank, I really tried to think of an actual co-op game, like experiences where I was co-opting with someone else.
You sit down on a couch.
And so, to give an example, I played a lot of Call of Duty in the past, but I never co-opted in Call of Duty ever. And so for me,
campaigns are only single player, so you have to go into multiplayer.
But Halo though, totally. And for me, this might be kind of taboo for some people, but Halo 4 was where it was at for me. Yeah.
What?
I know.
Get out of my house.
Back in 2014, baby. But I say that because at that time I found 3 other guys and we played on Big Team Battle.
Oh yeah.
and the four of us were always coordinating what we were doing.
That's smooth.
And so it completely changed the BTBs from just kind of like this chaotic, just like try to make sense of it all as everybody's, jumping around and then the Spartan laser to like, oh, I had an objective and then I need you to get this done. And so I had a completely different Halo experience doing that since then I don't feel like I've replicated.
Neat. Okay.
And then of course campaign co-op, just the classic Halo 3 getting sniped by a jackal on legendary.
Their snipers are like one of my favorite guns in that game.
Yeah. I like them too. Yeah.
They call it carb.
No, the one shot, the beam rifle is the sniper rifle. Then they have the carbines.
The carbines is what I was.
Carbines are fun. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
I really like carbines and the DMRs. Those are my two favorite guns.
Oh, weird. Okay. See, I didn't like any of the marine guns. I only liked the alien guns, like the carbines.
Needlers were also like dual wielding needlers. That's like where it's at.
Halo 3, as we'll get to my list, Halo 3 was one of my favorite co-op ones. They got rid of the dual wield needlers because they were too OP. They decided the needler was a two-handed gun.
Yeah.
I did like the snapshots though. And just kill them.
Plasma pistols.
So Halo is one of my 5, but I'm not going to put it towards the top of the list.
Okay.
For me, I'd say towards the top, I would definitely put in Dark Souls.
Yeah,
I have to. And
Dark Souls co-op?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say so. And
I didn't know you played multiplayer.
You can summon up to 2 other people with you for the majority of parts of the game.
Yeah, for most parts of the game, it's like you summon them for that area, and then if you beat the boss, they go away. They disappear. So it's like area and the boss, they're with you, and if they die, you just have to like resummon them.
Yeah.
But is that you can make co-op work.
And so
then after the boss, you just like resummon them for the next area.
Well, yeah, or you go do the second guy's game because your progress isn't saved when you're summoned as a spirit. You're just helping out the host, so you actually end up running through each area like 3 times.
Yeah, but there's benefits to that. You still get half the souls for everything that dies,
and
a
lot of experience.
So if you go through everything 3 times, you come out with twice the money, and it's great.
And you get better at fighting the bosses. And also, I mean, it is fun because the bosses have increased health when there's 3 of you. So it's almost like you have to use different tactics.
Yes, and honestly, that's why it was such a co-op experience for me. I was lucky enough to have 2 brothers, very specifically. So
3-player co-op was perfect.
Exactly. And it was so cool because it was like, all right, who's doing what this run through? And so we would generally kind of plan it out like, oh, you know what? I'm doing faith and I'm throwing lightning bolts this time. Okay. I'm sorcery. Cool. What are you doing? Oh, well, I just like smashing things with strength. Perfect.
I'm going to have 2 shields.
Yes. And
I'll stand in the front and you guys shoot lasers and fire.
Well, and then like coordinating in the boss fights to be like, hey, you know what? We need you to go really take the aggro and we'll just blast the crap out of him. And then when he focuses on us, you run back in and try to get the aggro again.
Yeah.
And so that to me was like really good co-op play from my experience. And also when I say Dark Souls, I say Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. I also add Elden Ring to that family as well.
I co-op's a little bit tougher in Elden Ring.
Yes, but I still had relatively the same experience.
Sure.
And so that's towards the top. And then coming after that, this might be another different one, is I would kind of catch all Pokemon.
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 Yes, I would do Pokemon,
That's
and
not a normal pick because that's a single player game.
surprise. Well, as more often than not, with each generation, they came out with multiple versions of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be red and green, or diamond and pearl, white and black, etc.
Mhm.
And so each version of the game had different proportions of other Pokemon. So
Yeah.
one game you couldn't get them all. So you either
Gotta catch them all.
had to buy both games and then go catch them all yourself, or if you had like two brothers that had the other version, we would all like play through the same generation together. Hey, what team are you using? Oh, well, you know what? I want to go get Mag Mortar. Oh, okay. What do you need for Mag Mortar? Okay, I need the Magma Riser. Okay, where do you get the Magma Riser at? And so for me, that was another co-op experience.
Nice.
And who was trading with who, and who caught this, how did you catch it, and so that was a good co-op experience for me.
There's something to be said, about the sense of community in playing a game really enhances any game. We're talking about our best co-op games, but I mean, and I think we'd all recommend all these games. But there's something about any game, if you have a community, if you have people you're playing with, you're talking about it, you're getting excited, you're watching content on it, like, that's a fun game for you. That's a good multiplayer experience, yeah.
That's personally why I lean more tabletop now versus video games, because
you need a community.
Yeah, it forces me to be more interactive with people, and I find that better. But I did Dark Souls, Halo, Pokemon. I would also add some of the newer Mario Bros. Games.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. I didn't even think of those.
Okay.
Yeah, because those are, that's like a family game. Like, it's almost anybody can pick up and play.
Yeah. Easy to play, but hard to master.
Sure.
Dude, have you ever, this is just the new gamer coming out. Have you ever played, like, Brawl or, like, Melee?
Oh, the Super Smash Bros.,
Super Smash Bros. Brawl or Melee against someone who, like, knows what they're doing?
It's not a fun game anymore.
It's not fun.
No.
For me, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll pick, like, the cool-looking character. Like, I'll pick, like, Snake or something like that.
Oh, yeah, this guy's got a sword.
Or Marth or whoever. Or Ike. Those are my three.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm choosing, like, Kirby. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, sure. It's a pink blob, but, like, maybe you really like that, John? No, it's just so they can obliterate you.
Yeah.
It's literally just so they can just swallow you and just take you over the edge and spit you off into the abyss. And it's like,
die.
This is not cool or fun. Like, what is this? Or, like, they'll just choose the most toxic characters and just, like, oh, by the way, I win now. It's like...
I find it funny that that's the toxic experience you have.
Well, and then I played two of the most toxic games on planet Earth, which is a MOBA and Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
but not League of Legends though.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do play it.
League of Legends is at the top.
Smite's not toxic. Or sorry, Counter-Strike's not toxic.
No.
It's annoying, but it's not toxic.
To that point, again, this is probably another tangent. Super Smash Bros. I feel like you can talk to this more because you're into the fighting game genre more than me. Super Smash Bros. Rides a fine line between competitive fighting games and casual party family game, and so they don't really know what they're doing. Like,
well, they have competitions.
Exactly.
They have like professional. Like, you can be a Super Smash Bros. Player.
But then,
just like you can play Counter-Strike.
Compared to other competitive games, it's like Weenie Hut General.
Yeah, that's true.
But they still want to be competitive. They have the groundwork of a casual fighting game. So
I would almost argue with you.
Okay.
And in the fact that we have like non-fighting games, and when I say like a fighting game, something like Street Fighter to Mortal Kombat to
the new one,
Killer Instinct, Injustice, And then there's a couple other like fighting games that kind of defy the two set, right
Okay,
there.
yeah.
But they all kind of fit in that family. So those they're fighting games, and then everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I would put Smash Bros in its own category
Yeah, it really is.
in between that, and I say it's its own animal in its own right, because for me, I have especially with my younger brother, I get a big kick out of playing Smash Bros with him because he's super good. Like, he is so good. And at any other fighting game, he's actually not that good. But Smash Brothers, he is almost unstoppable. And it makes it very delicious for me, actually, because, he'll pick a character and I'll be like, okay, all right, you picked Luigi. I saw what you did there. I'm going to pick Dark Samus. And then we go at it, and the entire game becomes this social interaction where I'm trying to guess what he's thinking. And because we know each other so well, that we're trying to psych each other out. And there's so much of a unique dynamic that goes into that. Because of its simple play.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of their simple like attacks and dynamics, which are different compared to other fighting games, have such a wide application. Like,
That's fair.
Like, to be honest, one of the things I hate that happens to me in Smash Brothers is like Jigglypuff, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. With Jigglypuff, you can get it right to where you get knocked off the screen and you can just
keep hitting somebody,
and until you're dead, and then they just fly back. And so like I hate that, but anyway, so for me, it's just different in its own right, and
category.
So I kind of don't consider it a fighting game, even though there is fighting in it.
Even though you'll randomly get competitive people.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Well, it's have you seen the competitive people from Mario Kart?
Yeah.
I haven't, but that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Or Ryan's friends, or one of their friends, is really into Mario Party.
Oh.
Yeah, with all the mini games?
Yeah.
Oh.
So competitive.
Competitive Mario Party. That's a new one.
They know all of the mini games and like the strats to like win them. And so it's like,
it's called button mash.
That's exactly what it is. But they do it in like a pattern. Or like they like, I don't know, it's weird. Like every time we play, we used to play with them quite, like not frequently, but like a handful of times. And every time I'm like, you just know like how to win this game. Like, this isn't like it's not a challenge for you. You just like do whatever you need to do.
Beat the game every time.
It's like, I hate Mario Kart 2, by the way, because I suck so bad at it. I don't know how anyone plays that game.
It's weird.
There's
racing games, and then Mario Kart is in its own category of racing games.
But I will come back to an earlier point that you made, is in the fact that the community you have enhances or modifies the game.
Yeah.
Because, with my nieces, my nephew and niece.
It's the same word in Spanish.
Oh.
You just say, no, wait, primo's his cousin. Anyway. For saying my brothers and my sisters, you would just say siblings, right?
Oh, okay.
There's a word for that, for just like my nieces and nephews.
Well, like, of course, that's a completely different Mario Kart game.
Oh, yeah,
than
playing with like little kids.
Than me and my older brother and my younger brother. That's going to be like
competitive.
We're doing 200cc, and we're all doing heavy characters. You got to pick the fastest car because that's the least amount of control.
That's right. Yeah.
And then may the best player win, and
no holds barred.
Yeah. So
nephews.
You're still stuck on that one.
Sorry.
In Portuguese.
Yeah. Continue.
You'll have to teach me that one.
I'll have to- I'll
that
look
that
it up
one's
after,
that
yeah.
one's intriguing.
I remember.
So yeah, going all the way back now, Halo,
Halo.
Dark Souls,
Pokemon.
Pokemon, and then newer Mario Bros. Games.
Yeah.
Like Super Mario Bros. 3, I would almost say no,
Mm-hmm.
even though it has a co-op feature, because you guys switch off when you die.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
You know,
And
you
so
everybody has a controller, and they're all.
all on the same screen.
All on the same
That actually takes a lot of co-op,
That's fun.
play.
The 2D Mario games.
And honestly, it can be a casual party experience,
Mhm.
or it can be a really in-depth. Like some of those levels get hard.
Where you have to work together.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And I'm going to pick you up and throw you at this moment. You better get that fireball just right. And so that's another good one for me.
Nice.
Honestly, that's kind of where I end with video games. I know that's 4.
Okay.
And I'm not saying there aren't other co-op games out there, but that's really like...
We'll count Halo's 2 for you.
Ooh.
Or you can have one of mine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
What were your last
I'll
three
give you
again?
Remnant.
I will take that, actually. Very, very good play. I enjoyed Remnant 2 very specifically.
Yes.
And I'm not saying Remnant wasn't good, but Remnant 2
Number 2 is a blast.
just got me.
This is my random spoiler news. They announced a new DLC this week. So we might have to get back into that in a couple weeks when it comes out. Just saying.
I'm not. I only played like 3 hours of the game.
Dude, $10 DLC. It's pretty cheap for like
Dang.
new content, new story. They're having a new subclass added to the game, new guns. Like they already released a patch this week that kind of like increased the level cap and changed a bunch of things, and it was
Yeah, I saw there. It was a big patch too.
a big patch.
Oh, I remember my 5th one.
Nice.
Sorry, I didn't remember. Like, I almost need the teleprompter right
Yeah.
here to tell me. Let me know when you guys up your budget. And I would say,
What, are we ever gonna get a teleprompter? I don't think so.
well, anyway,
Sorry.
maybe we could utilize that TV right there.
Next
And,
time we bring on you as our special guest.
Total Warhammer.
Oh yes,
I would say that. And
that's a pretty sick game too.
I honestly, I haven't played a lot of it, but the times that I have played with other people, it was a very in-depth experience.
It is.
And then you'd go into a battle and be like, okay, I'm going to give you this half of the army,
Mhm.
and I need you to take care of that and do this.
This is your objective.
Yeah,
You have
and-
the cavalry. You got to go break their lines.
And so that was also very good co-op play for me.
The whole like big real-time strategy battle is a blast with friends. I'll agree.
Now, I have my non-video game options, but I am curious about what you selected.
Excellent, yeah.
So I kind of will pass from
On
there.
to the next one. Let's go.
Next, I have Trevor's top 5 co-op games of all time.
Of all
Um,
time.
All time.
All right. Are any of them ones we've discussed already?
Yes, Halo.
Did you choose a specific one? or
I
did you-
specifically said Halo 3 because
Okay.
for me there was something about just like couch co-op playing through the campaign of Halo 3 was a blast. You do it on heroic, you do it on legendary, you do it with all skulls. Like it was always fun. It was always fun. Like, hey, let's go boot up this level, or like, hey, let's go beat the final level where you got to do the warthog race at the end. Like, Halo 3 was so much fun. Just you and a buddy on a couch, just playing, not a care in the world.
Nothing like the team up between Master Chief and the Arbiter.
Yeah, dude, and I always wanted to be the Arbiter. He was so
yeah.
cool. Like,
yeah.
I will gladly be player 2 for this game.
Yeah.
Halo 3 co-op was a blast. My wife argues Halo 2 was better. We butt heads on this. But I think the campaign in Halo 3 was like peak. It was awesome. The story was cool. As far as like the actual multiplayer, Master Chief Collection, it's all good. Halo Reach had really good multiplayer.
Yes.
Halo 4 I played online a lot, actually. I wasn't a fan of the campaign and didn't do as much.
Yeah, no,
But the multiplayer was pretty fun.
when I said Halo 4, I didn't necessarily be like campaign, my
Campaign's the
favorite,
best.
but the multiplayer.
Yeah. Same thing with Halo Reach. You can actually get up to 4 people in the campaign. So that is also a blast for other reasons. And now in the Master Chief Collection, they've changed it where you can do Halo 3 with 4 players.
Wow.
The game is not designed for that, let me tell you. It is hilarious. Because every time you respawn with 2 grenades. And so you have one person sit in a safe spot and 3 people just are chucking grenades and then just dying, just suicide bombing. And then you respawn with grenades and you're chucking more grenades. And there's just not enough like enemies in the game for that amount of grenades.
Wow.
If you have the Master Chief Collection and 3 buddies, I recommend.
Maybe we should hop on that with Caleb and all 3 of us and Caleb.
I have the Master Chief Collection and 3 buddies.
Man.
I'm the Arbiter.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Dibs.
Player 2.
I'm the other Arbiter?
No, 3rd and 4th players are just generic Spartans.
Oh.
Just extra Spartans.
Can I be the pink-haired Spartan?
You can put on a helmet so nobody knows what you look like underneath and nobody cares.
I'll let you specify that you have pink hair inside your helmet.
You can do whatever you want inside your helmet. Don't ask, don't tell.
What were you thinking?
Halo 3 was on there. The other one that was shared was I put Minecraft / Ark. I really just encapsulated my survival game experience as you did with Valheim.
Yeah.
I played a lot more Ark versus Minecraft /
Ark was a blast. Minecraft was fun. Valheim, I've done. Those are probably the big 3 I've done of survival games.
Yeah.
That's always fun. My little brother is like really into that with his friends, so I've seen gameplay of some other ones, and they all have different mechanics, and it's always cool to boot up with your buddies. Again, no particular order, but I'll go on to another unique one on my list. Payday 2.
Oh, I forgot about Payday.
I have listed.
That might be on my
I'm
list
actually
too,
happy you listed that
Yes.
because that should have been on mine.
Yeah.
It is
Dang.
That's
got
a
to
good- That's a
be
good one.
my favorite co-op shooter of all time, and I've played a lot of co-op shooters like since the Dreamcast. I mean, since I was a kid.
Yeah.
There's
Shoot, that's one. We should play that again.
I would be down. We joked about it last week when I pulled up the stats. Payday 2 now has more players than Payday 3. Like Payday 3 had a little bump when it came out a month ago or whatever, and now Payday 2 surged back again. Like,
Yeah, do you know anything about Payday 3?
I saw an ad for it.
I've never heard of it. I don't know.
Okay.
We had an episode actually trashing it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's Payday Call of Duty.
Oh.
We came up with Trevor and I are of the opinion that gaming companies need to hire us to run them.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many companies I should own right now.
Yeah.
And there's so much intellectual property I should own right now.
Well, we don't even care about that. We just want to make sure that these companies don't go out of existence so they can continue to make good games.
Yeah, it's like we want like an angel investor company that just like buys game companies and just keeps them alive. Like, don't do dumb things.
Yeah. And so one of these things, we should all go back and listen to that episode, or at least that clip.
Deep Track 5G podcast fans, they know. They already know.
Yeah, because
Episode 17, this was the name.
our idea for Payday 3 was like Payday like Mayhem or something like
Payday
that.
Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just a first-person shooter at this point. It's just Call of Duty.
You make a separate Payday Call of Duty. Don't call it Payday 3, but you want to attract that audience, right, of the Call of Duty gamers.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you make it more Payday, a Call of Duty, but more Payday-esque.
Yeah,
Right.
like you're wearing masks and you're doing funny stuff.
And then come out with that and like capture that audience, and then you come out with Payday 3 2 years later, which is actually a Payday game.
Yes.
With stealth and missions, and you can change your load. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no kill streaks.
Do they have that?
There's kill streaks in Payday 3. That's why I joke it's Call of Duty. Yeah.
Anyway,
The missions aren't fun. Like in Payday 2, like the train heist is awesome. Like
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
probably the best one.
Yeah. There's a couple I do enjoy. The Big Bank, which is actually literally the first national bank in DC, and you're like, that's pretty cool. Like you're robbing a real bank.
Yeah.
I also just kind of like the jewelry store.
Just classic in
Yeah.
and out, rob a jewelry store.
Get down! Get down!
Yeah, that one is fun.
I like robbing the diamond at the museum.
Oh,
Pretty cool too.
yeah.
Oh, that one is cool.
Because it's a totally different mission, whether it's stealth or loud. And doing that one stealth for the first time is an achievement.
I also like the one with the samurai armor.
Yes.
What's
And-
the car store one? The car dealership, isn't that one?
Yeah, I think it's Car Shop.
Yeah.
Where you gotta like rob Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
And you and your three
You drive them
teammates,
out.
you're racing them out. Yeah.
Anyway.
Fun game. Call of Duty, Payday 3 doesn't have any fun missions. It's like serious now, and there's Anyway.
Pay a duty? I don't know.
Yeah, but Payday 2, excellent
Top
co-op
tier.
game. Top tier. It's a blast. I actually just looked at my Steam library for like playtime. As I was thinking of like, what are my favorite co-op games? I have 554 hours on Payday 2, so that's
Nice.
yeah.
My Steam library is definitely top number one is Smite.
Smite.
For sure.
Counter-Strike's getting up there
It probably. I've got over 1,000 hours on Smite.
on Smite. Yeah.
Okay.
Payday
I spent
2.
a lot of time into Smite.
Highly recommend. My next co-op game, new favorite, and I have a stipulation on this one. I was actually talking about it this week with my wife, but it's Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
knew that one.
Yeah.
I know all about the game, but I haven't actually played it.
Yeah.
And I say yet.
Yes.
But continue.
Yeah, it's an amazing co-op game. I have a hard time recommending this one though because I cannot recommend it to kids. Like this one has an M rating and it deserves it. Like this is the best game for like millennials, for adults. You like Dungeons and Dragons, you would enjoy the heck out of this game co-op. It's just hard to recommend to like kids because it's like there's a lot of adult topics. There's nudity, there's sex, but even like there's a lot of themes around just like murder and evil stuff. Like and D&D can get that way sometimes too. But you have a dungeon master moderating the game, so you can play Dungeons and Dragons with kids.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty easy to be like, and he fell off the cliff and died.
Yes.
Versus like seeing this, like
seeing it.
completely different. And
this game deserves its M rating. And again, even if you can I think it asks you when you boot up the game, you can turn off the nudity. There's still just a lot of adult topics that are discussed in game, and it's the characters are so intricate where it's like, yeah, they're real, and real life has an M rating. So
Real life has a triple X rating.
yeah, but I do recommend it. Again, for adults, it's a blast. It's a really fun game, co-op especially, because it's like you have all these like intricate party members with their backstories, and they're all edgelords. Let's be honest. But when you're playing with 4 people, you don't need any of the other characters. It's just you guys, and you're just smashing things and having a good time. So that's a blast. Even co-op was fun. My wife and I did a whole playthrough. That was a blast. Baldur's Gate 3.
we'll have to do a playthrough sometime.
That's fun.
We really will.
I played like one weekend in a LAN party with my 3 brothers.
Ooh.
4-player co-op. Right before my brother left to Brazil. And that was my first time playing the game.
Wow.
Was 4-player co-op, and it was so cool. I've told this story on here of like we're at this goblin camp and we're all just like dinking around. Like I was the fighter, so I had the most carrying capacity, had the most strength. So I went to the vendor and they're all my brothers are all throwing crap in my inventory. So I'm selling stuff as I'm like accumulating more inventory. I'm trying to sell it all to the vendor. And then my other brother is a bard, so he's playing to entertain all the goblins. And then my other brother was a ranger, so he's like nature focused. He's trying to save this owlbear cub that the goblins have captured.
Oh no.
He does it wrong, and then like I'm in the vendor, and all of a sudden it's like the noise that it makes is like the roll for initiative, and you see there's like 30 goblins in combat. I'm like, what did you do? He's like, I'm trying to save the owlbear. It was so inhumane. You're like, what? Well, I can't believe you've done this. Like, it's hilarious. It's a riot.
That's funny.
Baldur's Gate 3, man. Next game, this would be my last one, my number 5. As far as as we've discussed on some of the other ones, as far as a game that you have to work together on, kind of like your Mario, Monster Hunter, and specifically Monster Hunter World was the first one on PC. It was like the first big one. They had Monster Hunter Rise, which is their newest one. I haven't played as much as that one. Monster Hunter World, there's just something about it where, again, it's the community that you have. You can play the game single player, but the cooperation in that game that you need to take down these ginormous monsters, and every monster is different, so there's a different strategy for everyone. All the players are different because they have 14 different weapon types, and they're all vastly different from each other. The person using the bow is different from the guy using the longsword, who's different from the guy using the bow gun. It's just a shotgun, basically.
To each their own.
Yeah, or the guy using the gun lance. Like, there's so much you can do in that game, and you need variety, different skills, different tactics to take it down. Similar to Payday 2, I love the cooperation that you have to do with your team on that one. The amount of pre-planning that goes into it, like, oh, we're going to hunt this monster who's weak to this element. We're going to bring these items that are going to help us, like, and we're going to try to lure them to this part of the map, and the pre-planning is awesome. Another thing they took out of Payday 3. You don't have the pre-planning map, to plan your heist. You just load in.
Well, I guess you don't really make plans for Call of Duty. So,
yeah, exactly. You just load in and shoot bad guys.
That's a shame. That really is a shame.
Yeah, because I enjoy that in the game. I enjoy the strategy.
No, I remember it being like the blue screen and you see it. And
you can draw on it.
Yeah. Watching you guys like.
Okay, Colin's gonna go on this side. I'll come in from over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should do a LAN party this afternoon or something like a mini LAN party to play a game or something.
Yeah.
Wife's gone, so
I'll go download it. We spent the whole episode talking about co-op games. It's fitting that we're just like
play one of them.
We're feeling hyped, to go play one.
Even if it's just Halo. Halo would be fun too.
Halo would be fun. That's cheap collection.
Anyway. All right. Any honorable mentions, or you stick? Did you follow the rules?
I made the rules and I followed the rules.
But you also, yeah.
That was my top 5 co-op / multiplayer video games.
Now, I am perfectly capable of switching back to me and non-video game, but I don't know if there's another lovely topic you'd love to transition to.
I do actually. If we want, we've got about 10 minutes left. We want to talk about some Magic cards.
Yeah.
As we generally do.
Hit me.
Slightly different topic. I got to introduce this one to you guys. Did you know there's a brand new creature type in Magic the Gathering?
Hold on. Pin?
Mm-hmm.
I need to prepare myself.
Yes, you better. I don't know if you guys are ready for this.
Wait, I hope you didn't choose the same one I did.
I'll quiz you guys as soon as Colin is prepared.
Hold on. Okay, ready.
Okay, so the new set, Ixalan, is the name of the plane. I don't remember what the set's actually called. Adventures of Ixalan or something. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Brand new creature type, right? This set has a lot of dinosaurs. It's kind of Aztec themed. If you had to guess, brand new creature type in Magic, what would it be?
That's not a fair question to ask me because
any creature that exists.
I have the one card that I want to talk about pulled up on my phone, so I'm curious to see if it's the same one.
All right. We'll see our guess, Colin's guess.
Again, I feel like it's not fair because gamer exists in
and then also random words as well. Where it's what is this?
Well, scientist is a new one from the Doctor Who set. Time Lord.
One.
Well, in a Universes Beyond set though, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to stick to their theme very specifically.
Warhammer had to add Necrons and Tyranids.
So I mean, like that one, I totally got that. Honestly, the Cybermen cards, and I didn't mind that it was Cybermen, not
golems.
Or
constructs,
or just have them artifact creatures and then human whatever.
Yeah,
but
Cybermen.
Oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if it's rabbit.
Yeah. This is big news.
I know. I am going to settle on Dolphin.
Dolphin. I don't know if dolphins are in the game.
Whales are in the game.
Yes, there's whales, and there's a lot of other cards that are dolphin-esque, their creatures are dolphins,
but I still think they're whales though.
The creature type. The creature type isn't dolphin, but I'm trying to think because there's vampires, humans, dinosaurs, merfolk. I don't know if they're, man, like there's a lot of potential, and I'm trying to think of something ridiculous that they do. And
I don't know if you'd get it. I gave him maybe a minor hint at the beginning, but it's not much of a hint.
Oh, dang.
What was your hint?
It's kind of Aztec themed.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe I don't have the right one.
You want to flash the art to me real quick? And then I'll take your guess. If you had it pulled up right there. No, actually, that's not a new creature type.
Really?
Before,
it's not. Oh, interesting. All right.
That is good. But
All right. Hit me.
Dolphin, do you have a guess then?
My guess was salamander.
Salamanders, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll come to that guy. He was also intriguing. The new creature type in Magic the Gathering, Aztec themed, is sort of Central and South America. We have Capybara.
No way!
Capybara is a new creature type. I'll throw it up on screen. It is the basking capybara. Looks like a giant freaking capybara. Looks like how I envisioned them in my head in Argentina when people told me, dude, you gotta watch out for capybaras, man. They'll eat you alive.
And they're like,
I've seen one take down a horse. And they're like, yeah, big.
And they're like the most docile creatures on the planet.
I swear they like breathe fire and sprouted wings.
So for everyone else on planet Earth, describe a traditional capybara. Before I look at this card.
It is the largest rodent, to my knowledge, on Earth. It's a rodent of unusual size.
Neutral. Interesting.
They are very large rodents. They are native to Central and South America.
They're really cute.
Yeah. And so in Magic, they magicified it where it looks like it's even bigger than that, like a giant capybara.
They're the size of like a medium-sized dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say, like 70 pounds?
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, if I had to guess.
30 kilos for those non-American
For our non-American viewers, yeah. Anyway, Basking Capybara, it's just a common. It's not great, but it's a brand new creature type, Capybara. He's like a 1/3, and he's got the new mechanic of the game where if you have 4 more permanents in your graveyard, he's +3/+0. So he becomes a 4/3.
How much mana?
He's a 2-mana 1/3, but he just has that static +3 if you have 4 permanent cards in your graveyard. The Basking Capybaras that you guys can bask and enjoy.
I didn't realize that they had salamanders as a creature type previously.
Mm-hmm. They've never had an
axolotl?
Legendary salamander, I don't think.
Legendary?
Yeah.
Well, so I guess I would ask you then, how do you feel about the new creature type then?
I 100% approve. The next time I play a card that says like, choose a creature type, I'm picking Capybara.
Dang.
There's the one shapeshifter commander where he's like, oh, you pick a creature type, and then those creatures cost 1 mana less or whatever. I'm picking Capybara every time.
Dang.
Kind of a cool card, to be honest.
Yeah.
My card that I liked the most was the Zolotyok. I don't know how to say it.
No.
The Smiling Flood.
He's
a 6-mana creature. He's a 6-mana 6/6 green-blue. And he's a Salamander Serpent as his creature type. But he's kind of an interesting... he's a legendary.
And in the art, he's literally a giant axolotl.
That smiles.
Like, he's just the dopey, smile.
Yeah, he even has, little tiny legs. It's hilarious. But it's whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks, you put a flood counter on target land. That land is an island in addition to its other types for as long as it has a flood counter on it.
Interesting.
And then, at the beginning of your end step, untap each permanent you control with a counter on it.
Mm-hmm.
With a counter?
A counter on it.
Any land with counters,
So,
No, he said a permanent?
Any permanent, yes.
Untap each permanent you control with a counter on it.
He just puts counters on land.
Yeah.
That's not an issue at all.
In green-blue?
In green-blue.
Dude, I can't think of any way to put counters on permanents.
Put this in freaking the Tyranids deck.
Where everything has +1/+1 counters.
Well, I'm...
Zolotyok.
Enjoy the art.
Best new legendary salamander. Yeah, it's pretty dopey.
Beady little eyes,
He's kind of cute though.
But he's a 6/6.
I mean, for a salamander serpent, I guess he's cute. You know.
What a diplomatic answer, Colin.
Thank you.
Yeah, I actually have him right here. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the ones where I was like, that is an interesting card.
He's the alternate commander in the Merfolk commander deck,
Oh, interesting.
which I don't know if it's strictly Merfolk themed. I think it might just be +1/+1 counter themed.
Oh.
That's why he fits in the deck. But it's kind of funny. Of like, you almost wonder if they made this card with the goofy art, and they're like, "Hey, we got to put him somewhere." Just slide him in the Merfolk deck. It's fine.
Or they, I think they wanted to do it as a stark contrast for how serious of an effect that is.
Yeah, sure.
Just
That's pretty strong. You
yeah,
have
that
all
is
your
really
permanents?
strong.
I have one more card if we have the time.
Yeah, go for it.
That, I think I texted it to you, Trevor, and it was it's pretty good. It's a 1-mana enchantment, but it flips over. There's been a lot of flipping over cards.
There's a lot
in
of
this
double faced.
set.
Yeah.
And
Is this a transforming card or a milled card?
it
Yes,
transforms.
they're all transform in the set, so
Okay.
none of them are modal, where you can choose to play either
Yeah,
side of your
it's
hand.
true.
They all have to play the front side, and then they all have some stipulation to transform.
Previous Exelon had a lot of transforming
Yeah,
cards as well.
and a lot of these ones also end up flipping back too.
Oh.
So
Yes. This one does not flip back, but this one is interesting. So it's a 1-mana, it's a 1 green mana enchantment. It's called Twists and Turns.
Ooh.
And it's the front side is kind of interesting. It's if a creature you control would explore,
Okay.
instead you scry 1, then that creature explores.
Oh, that's good.
mm-hmm.
And then when
For
Twist,
explore.
when Twist and Turns enters the battlefield, target creature you control explores. So you get a card draw basically.
You get to scry one and explore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then when a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands, transform Twists and Turns, which is the name of the card.
Okay.
And then it transforms into Mycoid Maze, which is a land cave,
yeah.
and it taps for 1 green mana, so mediocre, right? But then you can pay 3 colorless and 1 green, and tap it, and look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put that card into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order.
Wow. Yeah. There's one thing I'm always saying about lands. It's like, man, these lands are great. You know what I wish they could also do? Draw cards.
And you get to choose which card you draw.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'll draw this creature.
No, I mean,
Like,
attaching that with the smiling one at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So you
Because,
can
like,
untap it.
well, yeah, if you already have 7 or more lands, let's say I have 8, just bare minimum,
Yeah.
have them out and flood counter, and I'll pay for it. And then untap, pay another for it.
Mm-hmm. Remind me of the flip trigger. Was it on your end step or
no, when a land enters the battlefield.
when a land enters the battlefield? Okay, cool. So you can cheat 2 lands into play that turn.
Yeah,
Because
whenever.
that's an enchantment.
Uh-huh.
You play the enchantment, and then you play your land for turn, and if you have more than 7, it automatically flips. You have a second land for turn.
It's almost kind of like, makes me think of Urza's Saga a
Yeah,
little bit. Yeah.
Which is like
Well, but also, it enters it ETBs. You get the ETB
you still get
trigger,
the Scry and the Explorer.
the Scry and the Explorer.
And
because
then you
it
get a
causes
land.
that, and then you flip it, and yeah. So if you draw this on turn 8,
It's perfect.
it's amazing, because then you have 9 mana, theoretically, right? And then
Yeah.
Just transition into immediate
And
action.
it costs 1 mana. Like, that's
it's a great card.
it's cool. It's
I
pretty cool.
think I'm going to put it into my big green stompy deck.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is a great weapon for green,
Mhm.
which again is all colors.
Green does everything. Except for board wipe. We did joke one time. Was
Yeah,
that
but it
last
has a lot of fogs.
It has a lot of fogs. So it's good.
I've got plenty of fogs.
Does anyone have a board wipe? Steven goes, does anyone have a way to make all the creatures flying?
I forgot. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if so, then yes.
Yeah.
You have a board wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was with Caleb's. We were playing
It
that
had all
red
the
deck.
goblins like
I
1,000.
won that game with my green deck.
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah.
Because
You fogged enough.
I drew a stupid amount. I think I drew like 27 cards.
Yeah.
That deck has plenty of card draw,
Mhm.
and that deck is probably my favorite deck because it just does everything. It ramps wonderfully.
And it churns through the deck.
It churns through the deck amazingly. I can filter all my land out if I, anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, I drew like 27 cards, and I had 3 fogs in the draw, and I had a reliquary tower out.
So you got to keep them all.
gotta keep them all. And one of the fogs was just a fog. It was just like prevent all combat damage. But the other 2 were Arachnogenesis,
Yeah, that's right.
and then the elf one. And I played both of them in the same turn, and Caleb had attacked us with
500 goblins?
No,
Pretty sure.
500. Was it 500?
500 goblins each.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
that's right. So I created 3,000 or something like that. No, I created 1,500 spiders and 1,500 elves.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh, was that the game that I was going to win with Jace, and then you beast within Jace?
I think so.
Yes, because you did one of his abilities, and I just said like, actually no, you don't.
Yeah.
27 cards in hand. One of them.
Yeah. Well, I purposely put him out to draw myself out to win, and then you destroyed it.
Yeah.
So then you killed yourself.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Well, hey, I mean, when you
that was a fun game because Caleb was definitely winning the entire time because of Krenko.
Probably should have won with 1,000 goblins on board, but we didn't let him.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's good.
Anyway,
it was a great game.
Big Green Stompy deck go hard.
New Magic cards, always a good time.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Colin. Talking about video games, also always a good time.
Yeah.
Trevor's got to get out of here.
Yeah, it's off to Dungeons and Dragons.
Part 1.
Yeah.
And then probably tonight we're playing our part 2.
Probably more Dungeons and Dragons.
What's part 1 for you today?
I'm in a new group.
Oh,
New Dungeons and Dragons group.
that's fun.
I don't know how you keep the stories straight.
Yeah, we'll see.
Good DMs.
Good
On
deal.
both sides. Alrighty. There she is. Thanks for watching this inaugural episode of a guest
That's right.
on the 5G podcast.
One and only,
You are the first.
but not the worst.
No. And I think actually technically since you are the first, you are both the best and the worst.
The best and the worst for right now.
Wow.
Not that we're gonna rank our future guests. Jeez.
Oh, we're definitely having a leaderboard.
Ooh.
Keeping score.
So what's if you had to give me a score?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Oh,
Perfect score.
wow.
Would recommend.
Such a diplomatic lie. That's great.
I'm going to go home and eat breakfast now.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of the 5G podcast. We hope you enjoyed.
As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this content.
We're available on all social medias, as well as you can watch or listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.
Again, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next week.
Thanks.